Welcome to the DeFi Standard, and this is Mickey B. Fresh. And today we got an exciting video, one of my favorite topics that fascinates me the most, and I would like to share that with you and guide you through the Holy Grail of crypto, the decentralized global stablecoin. This will be part one of a series we will be continuing into the future. And first, I would like to start out with a short clip from David Schwartz from October 2019, when he first brought up the idea of an XRP-backed stablecoin and the utilization of it on the XRP Ledger.
Holders. So if you hold $10 worth of XRP, or you hold $10 in a stablecoin built according to the system, it should spend the same. Pathfinding, the first thing it will discover is that you can sell the stablecoin. The stablecoin might actually behave better than XRP because there might be people who want the stablecoin producing additional demand. So it's kind of like a value floor. It's at least as useful as an equivalent amount of XRP because you can convert it into an equivalent amount of XRP, but it also might be in greater demand for some reason. So it should track its value in XRP very, very well. It could theoretically exceed it if it's in high demand for some reason.
So there's David Schwartz saying that this decentralized stablecoin has the potential to actually exceed the demand of XRP, but it actually is XRP in just a different form. So the value that's actually backing it is XRP. In this proposal that David Schwartz did in 2019. But what we're going to do in this video today is take what David Schwartz said in his initial proposal in October 2019, and we're going to apply that to the Flare network and the Pre-Amble blog post from the Flare network about closing the circle of interoperability between the XRP Ledger and the Flare network. I will attach the blog in the description below, and we will go through it in this video. And this is a proposal on how to issue and redeem assets from Flare on the XRP Ledger in a trustless manner. So this blog post really dives in how assets on the Flare network can trustlessly move onto the XRP Ledger and then trade on the decentralized exchange. What the Flare network allows is for that smart contract capability to create a collateral debt position for the issuance of the decentralized stablecoin. And we will go in depth in this video about the benefits of a decentralized stablecoin on a global scale and why it is superior to cbdcs, fiat-backed stablecoins, and even XRP to an extent. Now, we have touched on this in previous videos, but today we're really going to go in depth with this. And I made a diagram specifically to help everyone understand the process of how this will work on the Flare network. Now, this is not speculation of can this happen, maybe it will happen. This is happening because it's very easy to be built on the Flare network. RippleX is building a DeFi platform for Flare network and the XRP Ledger. The CEO of Flare, Hugo Filion, has even talked about the idea of a collateral debt position stablecoin issuance in numerous interviews, including with myself and Brad Kimes back in November. So let's run through this diagram, and I know it's a lot to take in if you haven't been exposed to this yet or have listened to previous videos. But we're going to go through it slowly, and it's just to give you basically an idea of the concept of how it works. You don't need to understand every little detail. So you would have your FXRP, which you minted on the Flare network, which means you would have taken your XRP and then mint FXRP. So that would be over on the left side here where it says F assets. That would be then put into a collateral deposition, which would be a Spark dependent application similar to the F asset system. Now, all F assets minted on Flare Network earn daily rewards. So when you put this FXRP into the collateral deposition, you will still be earning daily rewards, which will be airdropped basically right into your Flare wallet. Now, once you put the FXRP into the collateral deposition, you will over-collateralize the issuance, and then you will receive USF. Now, these are what is defined in the blog, which we will go through shortly, and they're calling it USF. And now that would be the Flare Ethereum-based version of this stablecoin. Now it will have no issuer. It will be fully decentralized, and it will utilize the Flare time series Oracle price feeds, which the smart contract can interact directly with. So you don't need to trust an actual issuer for issuing. There's no counterparty, and there's also no trust in any oracles because it goes through the Flare time series Oracle of many signal providers to narrow down the most accurate price feeds in real time. So this is what's very unique to the Flare network that no other network has. Time series Oracle built in can manage the collateral in real time. So we have to think of this as going away from the fiat system and more think of like what the gold-backed system was like in concept, except this is using on-chain smart contracts with actually assets backing the issuance of these decentralized fiat stablecoin, which is global because it can be used anywhere and it's decentralized on a public blockchain. Now you will need to over-collateralize your stablecoin issuance. With FXRP, it could also accept Spark, it could accept FLTC, FDoge, and in the future FBTC, maybe FXLM, and maybe even tokenized commodities. So this is a really powerful design because you have the Oracle system right there. And you heard what David Schwartz said. Once it goes over to the XRP Ledger, it could actually even be more useful than XRP. But we have to remember, this is still using XRP's value. And with the XRP owners receiving most of the Spark in an airdrop, they're going to be more likely to mint FXRP. And then we'll dive into later in this video of how does the escrow possibly be utilized in this. But let's continue on. So once you have that stablecoin now on the Flare network, you have your FXRP locked in a smart contract and you're receiving daily rewards. Now you could take that USF and you could either put it in another lending protocol, for example, like an Aave or a compound type design on the Flare network. And the creator of the Trustline app has said that this would go along with the collateral deposition. Or you could bring your USF right onto the XRP ledger in a trustless manner, and that would be USFX. And now we'll be getting back to where David Schwartz's proposal discussed actually that concept of utilizing it on the XRP ledger. And this will bring utility to the XRP ledger and massive liquidity. Because right now on the XRP ledger's DEX, there is no other decentralized asset for XRP to trade against. All the issued currencies from, say, gateways or banks would have counterparties, and they would need trust lines established to them. With a decentralized global stablecoin, you do not have a counterparty, you do not have trust, and it's fungible with all other decentralized stablecoins that are issued in this way, where something like Tether and USDC are not fungible with each other if they were issued on the XRP ledger, and you need to use something like rippling, which we don't need to get into that concept now, but this is what makes decentralized stablecoins superior, because they're trustless, they don't have the geopolitical that comes with it, they can't be censored, but they have the unit of account. So the way I like to think of this, and I think this is a good analogy, think of a marriage between a CBDC and a decentralized crypto asset like XRP. And you put those together and you get a decentralized global stablecoin. So you get all the benefits and attributes of XRP. So you get the trustlessness, the decentralizedness, the no counterparty, you get the speed, the fast settlement, the low transaction costs, but you get one thing from the CBDC, and that's the unit of account. So we have to think of all different type of applications that are going to be built on the XRP Ledger and Flare, like gaming, for example. You're going to need some type of unit of account that's the world reserve currency, and that's what the US dollar is, the world reserve currency. So everything is priced in dollars. They're not priced in XRP. They're not priced in Bitcoin. So you're using XRP's store of value to actually back the US dollar decentralized stablecoin, just like in the past, how gold backed the US dollar. Now we're going to be able to use all these different types of crypto assets, starting with XRP, because you could transparently verify that that asset and value is held in the smart contract on Flare, and it's got real-time price feeds to manage that collateral. So you don't have to question, well, is the XRP there? Is the value there? It's easily viewable to see that the value and the store of value as collateral is there. Also, Spark can be used in this collateral deposition as well, and that's one of its major use cases. And this also could be FBTC and FLTC, and this is unlocking that value that's trapped in Bitcoin and our XRP that we're just holding. So once you bring it over to Flare, you need something to do with your F assets now. And this is one of the biggest use cases possible to unlock those tens of billions and soon trillions of dollars in value to then mint the stablecoin. And what's great about this is that the supply is dependent on the collateral. So issuances of new stablecoins can't happen unless there's more collateral put in. And this is in contrast to the debt-based systems that we have now. So the initial use cases for this decentralized stablecoin are going to be things like the Trustline app built on the XRP Ledger, which is a P2P credit app that will utilize XRP and this decentralized stablecoin. We are waiting on official documentation, which is due to come out in the near future, possibly before the Flare network goes live, and certain details about how it will work on the XRP Ledger. We just don't have every detail yet, but we can see for certainty what is coming. And this can very easily be built on Flare network because of the Oracle system, the smart contracts, and that trustless bridge to the XRP Ledger. Now, this is from the blog post where it actually describes this. So this isn't just me speculating on something possibly happened. No, it's actually described right in the blog from Flare back in, I believe this was November. And I will post the link in the description below, as well as David Schwartz's stablecoin proposal. So this says a proposal preamble. Scenario where FXRP, which is XRP on Flare, has been locked in a collateral debt position, which is also referred to as a CDP, smart contract to collateralize the issuance of a dollar-pegged stable token. The Flare time series Oracle provides an XRP to USD price for this CDP-based asset. Now, the system is similar to Maker and the DAI token, except the collateral is XRP-based. And that's really important to understand here, is that XRP is still being utilized. Its value. It's just now going to take on the unit of account of, say, the dollar. And now that's just one way to represent this stablecoin, would be in dollars. It also can be pegged to gold. It could be pegged to euros, to Japanese yen, the silver pound. So it can be pegged to other assets. But the USD, being the global unit of account, is the most ideal to issue first. Now, the use case for this will be on Flare network, and it'll be in pretty much any of the DeFi protocols. So you can't really use a centralized stablecoin in DeFi. And that's one thing that we see a lot of censoring. And there was a recent hack on Ethereum where they froze Tether and they could froze USDC. They're really not meant for DeFi, decentralized protocols, where this can't be censored. There's no issuer. And it could be used in all the different DeFi protocols that are built on Flare, which it would be called USF. And then on the XRP Ledger, it would be called USFX. And it would allow XRP to trade against another decentralized asset like itself, and also against the other F assets, which can also come over, and tokenized commodities, bonds, security tokens. They're going to need an asset to trade against that's trustless on the XRP ledger. And XRP is really not the unit of account. This is why XRP doesn't need to be stable, because they could create, in a decentralized way, a global stablecoin that has the same unit of account of dollars or any asset it could be pegged to, as long as the price feeds can be brought into the Flare time series oracle. So XRP is the value and the other crypto assets. And this will bring massive liquidity to the XRP ledger and use cases. Now think in gaming, for example, what Forte's doing. If these gamers and these developers are building token-based economies in their games, you want to sell a sword or armor for something, they're going to want US dollar value of that. And you can't do that with XRP, and you can't use a just centralized stablecoin for that, because it's going to be global in every jurisdiction. So having a decentralized global stablecoin that's pegged to the US dollar one for one at all times allows then massive use cases in gaming, in the P2P credit app, also trading with NFTs. There's mass and DeFi protocols for like lending. And we're going to get into that later in this video. So there's a massive amount of use cases, and this extends XRP's ledger's utility, and we get deep liquidity on the ledger, and we're replacing all the negatives that fiat stablecoins have, which is the geopolitical, that they need to print more dollars to make more centralized stablecoins. Now, with the decentralized global stablecoin, you don't need to print more dollars. The Fed, the central bank, they don't have to support that. It's the value of the actual on-chain assets like XRP. So as XRP goes up in value, it will allow the issuance of more stablecoins then, because you actually have assets backing it, and it can't be censored. But you can add compliance through the wallet side. So as the users interact with each other, it's on the wallets that really authentication and the identity come in, but the actual asset stays decentralized and censorship resistant. And that's really a powerful value proposition here, because different countries, different citizens in different countries are not going to trust other central banks' money. Where, yes, in your country, we'll trust, okay, the Fed came out with the digital dollar, we all use dollars here. But are we going to trust like another country's CBDC? And this just goes through borders. There's nobody to trust. There's no central bank. There's no counterparty. It's a decentralized design. And it can also have a reserve pool built in. So now let's look at the idea that, I'm going to go over here to the diagram again, that the actual escrow that Ripple holds at this time, they don't need to sell that to profit and to sustain their business model, but they can utilize that in many other ways. Now let's think, if all that XRP that's coming out every month, say they took a portion of that, and you create a reserve pool now so that anyone could redeem that stablecoin for XRP, or an insurance protocol to support this system, or a lending protocol which is already in development to support this whole collateral system. And Flare, at its heart, is built to be a collateral system. Now, this really boosts XRP Ledger's utility, which in the past hasn't been used anywhere near its full capabilities, because we need a decentralized issued currency for XRP and other assets to trade against. Regular issued currencies rely on a centralized entity and third party, where this USF and USFX does not rely on a centralized third party when trading and redeeming back to Flare. It's a trustless issuance and redemption as USF issued currencies on the XRP ledger, which they call USFX. And now let's go over to the next section, which allows trustless issuers. So we have to think of when things come over from Flare to the XRP ledger, it's trustless. There's no central entity. And that also means that anything issued on Flare, say it be equities, say it be bonds, commodities, can be brought over to the XRP ledger trustlessly. Now, this decentralized stablecoin is unique because it's issued trustlessly on Flare and then can be brought over trustlessly. But its value is XRP. It's the Holy Grail of crypto, is to gain all the benefits of crypto assets, the decentralization, the censorship resistance, the high transaction scaling of XRP, the low fees, and the actual decentralized exchange of the XRP ledger. Now let's go over to the last section here of the blog. And another thing is all issued units are perfectly fungible with each other. So every stablecoin that's issued on Flare in a decentralized way from this collateral deposition are going to be fungible with each other on the XRP ledger. Unlike if somebody issued USDC and somebody issued Tether, they're not going to be fungible. Now, they are liquidity pools and automated market maker designs that can be built into the XRP ledger to allow swapping and liquidity. So if we think of, for example, on-demand liquidity, somebody's going from fiat to XRP. Now you could create an actual on-ledger liquidity pool that can actually work in a trustless, decentralized way. And there is discussions about an amendment to add an automated market maker function as a new object to the XRP ledger's DEX. And this will bring massive liquidity to the XRP ledger. It's at its heart is a exchange, and it has its own order book, and it's built into the account system. So we have to think of like the Ripple X DeFi platform that's being built is like a layer 2 that's going to go on top of Flare and on top of the XRP ledger. So once again, I'm going to stress XRP and XRP Ledger are meant for everybody, not just banks, not just institutions, not just enterprises, not just corporate. Building DeFi platform is the heart of retail. It doesn't get any more than that. And it goes to show that everyone is able to participate and be a market participant and a stakeholder in XRP Ledger and Flare. It's not just for banks. RippleNet is an enterprise private payment network for institutions. The XRP Ledger is public blockchain. Public meaning everyone can utilize. And RippleX, with all their investments backing XRP Labs, for example, acquiring the Logos team, they're all building applications that are going to be for many different market participants, including us. Look at Flare. Ripple funded them, and it's going to allow us to utilize our XRP. So XRP and even Ripple now is pivoting to more verticals. And once this system is put in place with collateralizing XRP and other F assets, you're going to be able to issue multiple different types of stablecoins. And now this stablecoin is going to be really a first of its kind. Only DAI from MakerDAO on Ethereum, but there you deal with all the gas fees. You got the Oracle risk problem, and it's a layer 2 dApp token. It's not at the protocol layer and built into the actual governance. So this Spark dependent application will actually be governed by Spark owners. So the parameters over time can be adjusted by governance. And this will allow everyone who brings F assets onto the Flare network to utilize them. Now, this could get to a point where, yes, it starts in DeFi, it starts in gaming, it starts in P2P apps, but as XRP's value goes up, more stablecoins can be minted. As BTC's value goes up, LTC, it allows more stablecoins to be minted and get them out there, and they get trading, and they get on the decentralized exchange. So you don't need to get this thing listed on Coinbase, on Bitstamp. No, it's on the actual ledger. That's where the exchange takes place. So we could have hosted wallets with full compliance, full KYC that actually integrate with the decentralized exchange. And now I have a blog post from the interledger forums of the Flare team from, I believe this was late 2019 or early 2020. And now this talks about Flare and how it's utilizing the XRP Ledger. So Flare network accounts will be directly controllable by XRP Ledger wallets. This means that users will not only have to hold onto a single key to interact with the Flare network. The XRP Ledger key can pay for Flare node remuneration using interledger protocol, and the same key can also be directly used to sign transactions on the Flare network. And now this is like a year or two old, so the full Flare network wasn't established yet. This mechanism, in effect, enables smart contracts with XRP Ledger accounts. And here's a really great example of a very interesting use case. So, securitization of real-world assets. Securitized assets need to exist in contract form from their inception because each asset has bespoke requirements on how they can be traded that require more functionality than a whitelist. And now they link the securitized white paper, actually, which expresses the requirements for the complete lifecycle management of digital securities. A digital security, along with the user's KYC information, can be expressed from its inception on the Flare network, directly linking it to that user's XRP Ledger wallet. Exchanges would then be fine in facilitating the trade of the Flare network securitized asset with a liquid asset on the XRP Ledger, such as a USD representation. There are many more use cases for a Flare network. And see how it says there, USD representation? They're already hinting at this decentralized stablecoin that's coming, because you're going to trade securities. You don't want to trade them necessarily against XRP because now you got a volatile price going up. You trade it against a decentralized stablecoin, you know the dollar value of it, and you could redeem that for XRP at any point. And how that actual design works in of how David Schwartz's proposal is applied to the XRP Ledger and the Flare network, we still need the official documentation to explain the redeeming process. But we have enough information to understand this is the Holy Grail, the decentralized global stablecoin. So XRP doesn't need to have a stable price when it could be used to create an actual global stablecoin that's decentralized. We're going to go back one more time to the diagram, just for everyone to get an idea. I will also post this in Twitter so everyone can save it, and please share it around. The community really needs to be aware of the potential here that XRP has additional utility, and the Holy Grail is the decentralized stablecoin because you get all the best attributes of XRP with the global reserves unit of account, which is the US dollar. And also, Tokenized commodities can be used to back this as well, or they could be the synthetic asset that is issued. So there's many different types of ways this could be expanded in the future. And with the escrow that Ripple has, now when that is released every month, they can actually utilize it to create a reserve pool. I mean, there's really many different ways where they could actually utilize this decentralized system to actually mint stablecoins. I'm not saying they would do it themselves, but they technically can use the XRP, mint FXRP with it, put it in a collateral deposition, and then mint decentralized stablecoins without literally costing them any money. It would basically be getting free dollars in a way. I'm not saying that they're going to do that, but that is absolutely technically feasible. But really the question is, how does everyone else interact with this? Retail, corporates, RippleNet, ODL. But I think right now, when this first does go live, we need to keep it in the DeFi ecosystem, because that's where this is the most valuable. Gaming, Trustline app, other things like web monetization and payments that you want to pay in $1, but you want something trustless and decentralized like a crypto asset. And that's what that allows with USF, which is on the Flare network, and then USFX, which is the version on the XRP Ledger. And they could be redeemed trustlessly at any time. So let's listen one more time to what David Schwartz has to say about this decentralized global stablecoin backed by XRP.
You can sell the stablecoin. The stablecoin might actually behave better than XRP because there might be people who want the stablecoin producing additional demand. So it's kind of like a value floor. It's at least as useful as an equivalent amount of XRP because you can convert it into an equivalent amount of XRP, but it also might be in greater demand for some reason. So it should track its value in XRP very, very well. It could theoretically exceed it if it's in high demand for some reason. Redemption operates against position.
So there it is right there. David Schwartz sounds very excited by this. It could actually exceed XRP, but it's really a complement to XRP. You still need XRP to go between the currencies, and you still need the liquidity and ODL, but this would be a great complement on the XRP ledger to boost the liquidity. And it's designed in a way that's asset backed instead of debt backed fiat currencies. This is basically smart money. That's what it is at its heart, and it's decentralized and trustless. So there's nobody can censor it in any way. So I hope everyone is excited about this, and in the future, really pay attention to when we get documentation and other details about what is being built here. So it's going to be built on Flare network, and it's going to utilize the Flare time series oracle. That's the key component that allows this to be done on Flare, where it can't be done on any other network, because the trustless price feeds in real time can manage all that collateral that's backing these stablecoin, because the smart contracts could actually interact directly with them on chain on the Flare network, and they're provided by all the signal providers. Now this stablecoin then can be used in all types of applications on Flare. It could be used in Flare Finance. It could be used in other DeFi lending. So you could then lend this stablecoin, and maybe you could then earn yield that way while you're simultaneously earning the daily rewards for your collateral sitting there. You would also get the capital appreciation of XRP as it's locked in collateral. So as it goes up, you could either pull some of the XRP out, or you could mint more stablecoins and then utilize those to earn yield. So this is how we're going to compound yield, and we're going to make generational wealth in the future. And XRP is for banks, corporates, and for you, retail. I'm Mickey B. Fresh, and I'm out.